Hello, this is Devora Lansky with the Authors Marketing Circle, and I'm here today with 5 of our authors who are going to share about their experience marketing online. Our first author is Kate Loving Shank. Hello, Kate.
Hi, Deborah.
Why don't you share with us the title of your book?
Okay, well, the title of my book is Prayer Prescriptions, Spiritual Remedies for Long-Lasting Health.
Thank you. Now, Kate, what are you currently doing to market your book online, and how has marketing online impacted you as an author?
Great question. Well, I intend to do what is called a virtual book tour, which has to do with visiting a series of blogs prior to the actual launching of the book. And we plan to do a teleseminar as part of my virtual book tour, which would be part of the promotional. I use social media. That would be Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and YouTube. I want to perfect, get more into video as these weeks go on. And I have 3 local book signings all set up around where I live in Pennsylvania. So that, and I also have a blog talk radio show, and I intend to do some mini promotion there as time goes on.
And how has marketing online impacted you as an author?
I think that it has made me more marketing, more focused on marketing as opposed to just writing. And there's certainly a delicate balance with juggling everything that has to be done, but marketing online doesn't have to take all day. You can do about 5 to 6 things a day to move yourself forward and make time to write and make time to edit and make time to find the people who will help you do these things.
Which leads right into my next question. What online activities would you love to be able to delegate to a qualified service provider or virtual assistant?
Do invitations for my blog talk radio show. So that takes me about an hour and a half. Now, next week, I'm really overbooked. I have 3 radio shows. So it's going to take me several hours to get all the invitations out on that. So if I could get somebody to invite the folks online, Twitter it, Facebook it, etc., that would be very cool. And I would like to have somebody make me landing pages to write copy, as in copywriting for sales pages, and do things that would free me up to do what I enjoy doing.
Well, Kate, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we have Jordan Gray from Oregon. Hello, Jordan.
Hello, Deborah.
Jordan, tell us the title of your book.
My book is The Seventh Major Understanding, A Message of Awakening. And I'm calling, as you said, from Albany, Oregon. And I just want to say thank you so much for allowing me to be on your program.
You're welcome. Thank you, Jordan. Now, Jordan, what are you doing to market your book online, and how has marketing online impacted you as an author?
Well, I'm posting my blog weekly now and trying to be much more diligent about that with the goal of posting twice a week. So I've increased my visibility that way. I also had someone redesign my website so that it looks professional and clean at the same time, and it's eye-catching and hopefully sticky to the reader. I'm sure you know what that means. I'm also participating in other people's blogs. I've been searching around, finding blogs that are complementary to the subject of my genre, and so I'm participating in building my own community through blogging and through blogging on other people's sites. Oh, I wanted to say I'm much more participatory on Facebook. You know, I have an author page there, and I also have a page for the book itself. And I'm doing a lot more participation there and recognizing that now as networking rather than wasting my time. So that's been an important eye-opening experience for me. And the way it impacted me, this learning about the ability to market online, I'll be honest with you, it just took a big weight off my shoulders. I used to get so bogged down in thinking, oh, I have to travel all over the country and I need to connect with bookstores everywhere and set up speaking engagements all around the country. And I used to get bogged down in thinking the very cost of travel would eat up anything I might earn while I'm traveling around. So it was such a relief to me to find out that I can get exposure from this book and get it into the hands of the audience without a great deal of travel.
And Jordan, what online activities would you love to be able to delegate to qualified service providers or virtual assistants?
Well, in a word, I would say marketing or promotion. I really like to write, and I'm a speaker, and I just don't have the skill or know how to connect with the people who want to set up engagements for me. So if anyone out there is listening and is interested in just almost being like a publicity agent, I would love to be able to delegate that. In addition, as I said, I had a website designer help me with my website, and even though I'm kind of learning to tweak the right buttons and make these changes, I really never intended to become a webmaster. And I really don't like investing too much of my time in webmastership. So what I'd love to do is delegate off my website duties so that it stays clean, the content is fresh and up to date and so forth. So that's something I've thought about.
Well, thank you for being with us today, Jordan.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure.
All right, next up, we have Helen Limera from, where in Australia are you, Helen?
I'm at a place called Casino in the Northern Rivers of New South Wales.
And what is the title of your book?
The title of my book is Finding Hayley, Finding Me, my life-changing journey to actress Hayley Mills.
And Helen, what are you doing to market your book online, and how has marketing online impacted you as an author?
Well, I have a website devoted solely to my book where people can find information about who I am and what my book is about. I have an opt-in box there where people have the opportunity to obtain a free copy as a special gift from me of a whole chapter of my book. Also, this website has an author's blog page where I write articles relating to topics relevant to my book, and I warmly invite people to read these blogs and interact with me. I'd like to create a community there, and they can do that by leaving comments. And just recently, I've also added a book tour page where I've outlined my virtual book tour schedule, which will take place in May. And I really like having this website as a central hub, like as a platform from a book, as people can come and check in and see what's happening and where I'm up to with my book tour and my book launch. So, yeah, I find it a very exciting thing to have the online exposure.
And Helen, can you share with us, how has marketing online impacted you as an author?
Devorah, for me as an author, marketing online is giving me the ability to gain a higher profile, to become more widely known by linking up with others, especially through social media. I find social media is something that's new to me, and I've really enjoyed doing it, but it's a bit of a challenge. I've created my own author's fan page on Facebook, and I'm on LinkedIn and Twitter and network of blogs and Goodreads. So I'm really getting my information out there, and I'm really enjoying that. So for me as an author, that's something I never, ever thought of in the past. That's something very new for me, and I think it's great.
And what online activities would you love to be able to delegate to a qualified service provider or virtual assistant?
Well, that's a hard one for me to answer because I've enjoyed all the online activities that are part of marketing my book online. But I suppose the time-consuming work of finding relevant websites for me to interact with, which I think would be a great aspect of this work to hand over to a virtual assistant, is something that I have enjoyed pursuing for myself. But I think given the time I've spent on this, my time would have been better given to other activities, and therefore would probably be something that I could hand over to a virtual assistant to do for me. But that's if I can bring myself to relinquish the control. Yeah.
Well, fantastic. Thank you, Helen, for being with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you, Deborah.
All right, next we have Joanne Carry, and Joanne is calling from New Jersey. Hello, Joanne.
Hi, Deborah.
Will you share with us your book title, please?
Yes, it's called Sunbelievable. It's a children's picture book.
And tell us your subtitle.
Connecting Children with Science and Nature.
Now, Joanne, what are you currently doing to market your book online, and how has marketing online impacted you as an author?
Well, one of the first things that I've done recently is to start a new website, and that was important because I really didn't have a web presence. So I'm just beginning to build mine with the brand new site. And when you land on the home page, you'll see the title of my book and a place to purchase it directly from me. And I also have a section that's a blog, and I'm trying to blog twice a week and get comments and reply to them. I'm also using my site as the launching pad for my virtual book tour in March. And so those are the main functions of my site, in addition to trying to bring more traffic to my site and having subscribers leave their email addresses. Those are the main things.
And how has marketing online, how has that impacted your business and your life as an author?
Well, I'm finding that it's tremendously time-consuming reaching out to the social media networks, finding my place in that terrain, and not only finding the place, but finding the most appropriate and optimal places for me to interact with others in the children's book genre. So, of course, the usual suspects, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and trying to learn every day something new about who's out there and who I can best interact with.
Fantastic. Now, Joanne, what online activities would you love to be able to delegate to a qualified service provider or a virtual assistant?
Top of my list would be to have someone do the detective work, the research, looking at potential bloggers, authors, and other websites that would be relevant for me to reach out to. It's very, very time-consuming to do that research. So initially I have done it all because I think it's part of my own learning curve. But as time goes on, just the balance between doing the detective work and writing my own articles is really tricky. So, yes, but definitely would love to have someone do the research and also help me automate some of my work online, tweeting, posting messages to Facebook and to LinkedIn, that sort of thing.
Well, thank you very much for being with us here today, Joanne.
Oh, it's been always a pleasure, so thank you.
I'd like to now introduce Maureen Torp. Maureen, would you please share with us the title of your book?
My book is titled Going Forward, Downsizing, Moving, and Settling In.
And Maureen, what are you currently doing to market your book online, and how has marketing online impacted you as an author?
It's impacted me a great deal. Right now, what I'm doing to market the book online is I have the website, goforwarddownsize.com, and that's a book blog, but it also gives the reader a little bit of information about me, why I wrote the book, the table of contents, where I'll be going on my virtual book tour, and me as an author, it's helped me realize that marketing is really the job of the author, not the publisher, and that was a big wake-up call for me because I didn't realize that the author had so much marketing to do. So it's been wonderful to learn from you how to do that, and then do it. Have you hold our hands as we go through it.
Now, of all the activities that you're doing online, if you could wave a magic wand and be able to delegate, what online activities would you love to be able to delegate to a qualified service provider or virtual assistant?
Oh, I would love to be able to have someone else take care of the website for me. I'm not technically oriented, so that kind of technology really it causes me stress. So I'd like to offload that to a virtual assistant. I'd also like to just be able to write the blogs and have someone else put them up, search for the pictures, and set up the virtual book tour appointments, do that research for me, and just let me concentrate on the writing.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for being with us here today.
Thank you, Devorah. It was a great pleasure.
So I'd like to thank each of our authors for sharing those thoughts. I think that'll be hugely helpful for our virtual assistant community, because there's a great need for virtual assistants who are aware of what authors need. So I want to thank each of our authors for sharing today.